Welcome back. So we've got to experience some amazing things here, and now let's experience some more. So we will have our next amazing brand I am so excited to bring on and introduce to you. And then after, we will finish up this call with any questions and our breakout rooms if you have any further questions or if this is your first round. So let's bring on our brand, which is SQN Skin. I am so excited. I've been waiting a long time to show this brand to our expert community from an amazing founder with amazing technology under his belt. So I would love to bring on the founder of SQN and the master of many skincare technologies and products. Fabian, welcome on to our community. Feel free to unmute yourself. I can't wait to learn what you're about to teach us. So welcome on.
Hi, Johnny. Thank you so much. It's so great to be here today.
So you have to give us a little backstory, right? Because everybody needs a good mini history lesson. Tell us, how did you find yourself in the beauty world and what led to the creation of this brand new brand our community gets to experience first?
Well, I've been in the industry for almost 17 years now. The first line that I launched into the marketplace was Sunday Riley Modern Skincare. I was the co-founder and president of Sunday Riley, and we, bootstrapped it and built it from the ground up. We started off at Barney's and eventually got into Sephora and international distribution, etc. And that was really my learning ground. That's where I made all my mistakes, where I learned all the things about the industry, how hard it can be, and also how rewarding and just how much fun and how much I loved working in the industry. So I stayed with that company that I founded for 7 years. And then I moved on. I took a little break for a bit. And then I remember around 2014, the Surgeon General of the United States put a call to action on sunscreens. And I thought, wow, that's just something that I would really love to work in. Sunscreens is something that I was really passionate about. I come from Australia, and so I started to work and consult with the three larger sunscreen companies here in the United States, spent another 4 or 5 years doing that. I'm learning a ton about how sunscreens are put together, why they're assembled the way they are, all the regulatory side of things, etc. And then I was ready for another change. And you know what? I really missed creating brands from the ground up. I loved working with corporations, but I just really missed getting back to it. And that's when I made some great connections and partners out in Los Angeles and decided to start Skin and do it again. And I thought, this time I'm going to do things a little differently. This time I'm going to really research and try to understand what makes skin works the way it does in our bodies and why things happen the way they happen, not just looking for brand stories and fancy ingredients. I just really wanted to get to the bare bones of what makes us who we are. And that's what led me to create Skin.
So let's get into that. Let's dive into this brand. And you pretty much teased me the whole campaign because I was like, let me hear about. But we are the first community to even experience it, to see the packaging of it. And experts, if you went searching, the only place you're going to find this brand is here at Beautytap, for now, at least. So let's get the hype up for sure. And let's learn a little bit about this brand. So tell me a little bit from where you started, what you've learned, and now creating this new brand. What makes this brand stand out amongst the rest? What was the ideal with creating this? And give us the history here.
Sure, not a problem. So, like I said, I didn't want to, when I created a new brand, first of all, I wanted to really investigate how far I could take the technology of what a clean brand really was, right? Because we learned an enormous amount in the 20th century on how to make creams and cosmetics and foundations and what have you. And then around about 2010, 2011, people started to realize that, a lot of the stuff that's being grandfathered into our products may not be the best thing for us. And, it was kind of like at the beginning of the clean movement, and the technology wasn't really there to give us the tools and the toolbox that we needed to make truly clean formulas, but that had the efficacy and that worked as well as the products that had been in the industry. And so I thought to myself, the place to start isn't so much in, again, the ingredients, it's in our bodies. What makes us work the way that we work? Why does skin react the way that it does? Why in some people is there an imbalance in skin tone, and why in other people are we finding more dryness, etc.? And how can we address that from a more fundamental level than just putting band-aids over things or just oversaturating the skin with humectants and things like that? And so I went on about an 18-month-long deep dive into research and development that literally drove everyone around me crazy. I got under the hood and really investigated what made the body react to vitamin C serums, why sunscreens with zinc made skin react the way that it did, and why was that the superior filter, etc. So I kind of went in from the back end after everything that I'd learned in the industry and working with sunscreens and working with anti-aging, etc. I kind of like went back to the beginning in a way and said, okay, this is what the industry has taught us. This is what I've learned along the road. How can we now let nature and our body guide the way for future product development? And that's really what's driven me to create the products in skin.
So you've had the chance to make some extremely, extremely successful products in your lifetime and then learn even deeper technologies. So getting into the ethos of this brand, what makes it stand out amongst the rest? What makes it unique? And then after that, we're going to dive into some of the technologies. Tell me a little bit more about the brand. Keep it going.
Sure, not a problem. So the standard for clean, of course, when I first started the brand 18 months ago, 2 years ago, was Credo. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that as a benchmark, and then I'm going to, with that benchmark, I'm going to outperform traditional chemistry. And it was a really hard task because everything that we had learned about creating and putting formulas together was from that old knowledge, right? By using, PEGs and polysorbates, etc., to create the textures and the feels of things, and then the delivery of the ingredients sometimes came second to marketing concepts and feels and things like that. And so for me, the ethos was to make the product Credo clean, but to outperform traditional chemistry. And that's why I had to really go back to the beginning and try to find out what are the mechanisms and how is it that formulas work the way that they do on skin. And so I literally had to lift the hood on the whole industry and just find out exactly what is the best way for me to start putting these bases together. And I went through more variations than I can possibly tell you. I had many, many more failures than I probably had in my entire career before settling on an actually working formula, because the standard was just so high and I wasn't going to deviate from trying to outperform traditional chemistry with clean ingredients.
Something that really excites me, just talking with you and hearing what you're saying to our community today, is you already had some great recipes. You already had that mindset of making a good formula that has proven to be successful. And you want to better it with new technology, especially in sunscreen. I'm super excited for that. So can you tell us a little bit more about some of these technologies that you're evolving and leading the industry into a little bit more?
Sure. So, one of the things that, some of our experts on here will know is that the skin in our bodies is kind of like assembled in a very specific and organized way, right? So at its core, our skin is really what we call a liquid crystal. It's flexible and fluid like a crystal, but it's a solid, right? And so to me, that was just fascinating because so much of what we were delivering in terms of formulas did not meet that matrix. It was basically just emulsions that were oil and oil in water and things like that. And so to me, it made sense that if you could create the same thing in the formula base and then superimpose it on top of the skin, then your skin would react to it in a way that it would think, hey, this works the way that I work. I understand how this is functioning. And so all of our emulsions and all of our creams are kind of structured that way. And I use things such as, liquid crystals that we derive from olive fruits. We use a lot of squalene, which is cholesterol, and ceramides. And it isn't just about putting the ingredients in there at specific percentages. It's putting them in there at the right time, at the right phase, at the right percentages to create that kind of matrix where the skin will be able to pull out what it really needs to function and to thrive, really. And so it was kind of like a completely different way of assembling and putting a formula together than I had ever done before.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's dive into what those technologies led to in products. With each product, we want to really dive into who it's for, what it does, and your top tips. And I really want to show some of the textures of these amazing products. So after we hit on all that, I'm going to bring up the product shot cam so we can see some close-ups. But let's get into our first product, because I see some experts in the chat function ready for a winter moisturizer. So take it away. What is this deep water anti-aging cream? Tell us a little bit about it, the products, the technology, and who it is for.
Okay. So I started to develop this cream because, you know, we've all heard about deep moisturizers and anti-aging products, etc. And yes, a lot of them are phenomenal in the marketplace. A lot of them deliver a lot of active ingredients. But I wanted to really understand the state that skin was in as we get to, you know, our 40s and 50s. What makes it different from our skin when it's in the 20s? And I discovered and learned from many research papers that if someone is in their, let's just say, late 20s and going through a very stressful stage in their life, let's just say, you know, a divorce or a bankruptcy, etc., and you were to take a sample of that skin and analyze it next to a person's skin that's 50 years old, it would be almost identical, right? So aging skin is skin under duress. It's skin under stress. Somehow our skin and our body fights and resists the fact that it's aging at a core cellular level. And to me, that was just absolutely fascinating, because I thought to myself, okay, if we can address that, if we can give skin the calmness that it needs, if we can give it find a way to take it back in a way to what it used to feel like when it was in its late 20s and early 30s, without stress, a lifestyle before we had 3 or 4 kids and mortgages and everything else, then I would be able to deliver, you know, ingredients, and I would be able to deliver a performance that skin would really thrive and open up. And so when I developed this deep water anti-aging cream, the first place that I went was I looked at drug products, over-the-counter drug healing products, healing balms, etc., because, you know, they were kind of geared that way. And I found that one of the most soothing and best ways to treat skin under duress were colloidal oats, which we've seen in a lot of products, and we don't normally see it in a more luxury product such as this. And so that, again, that piqued my interest, and I thought, okay, so if I make that a cornerstone, and then I can deliver everything else with the matrix that I mentioned before, squalene, which is a form of vegetable cholesterol, which makes up about 25% of your skin, ceramides, which make up an additional 50% of our skin, and need squalene to work properly and effectively. I thought, okay, well, let's see what we have here. And so I put this base together, and right from the get-go, I put it on my skin, and it's just opened up. It balanced the skin tone. The fine lines started to disappear pretty quickly. It almost like it was like giving my dehydrated, thirsty skin a cool drink of water. And I thought, okay, we're onto something here. And again, it took a lot of rounds to get the texture and the feel and the absorption really where it needs to be. But I'm really proud of this product, because it really, really does and delivers what I wanted it to deliver. You know, I'm 51 years old, and so I thought, okay, well, I'm the perfect test subject, and I have terrible skin, by the way, naturally. And so to me, this was a bit of a bit of a passion project to really see how far I could take this technology and way of assembling these types of formulas.
So I would love to, let me break out that product shot cam, because this is such a beautiful texture. I will actually admit, every product we're about to experience today is a beautiful texture of its own facility, I guess you could say. It is very unique. That's what I'm trying to say, basically. Let me get that product shot cam. He is being very mean to me. 1 second. And experts, please ask those questions in the chat function. Hopefully we can see that. Everybody, you good? That product shot cam. What I want to show here is the cream. It is so unique, so smooth, and I just love the packaging. Here you go. Okay, and some of you can see it. Don't worry, this will all be recorded. If you can't, it should be right there. And this product is so smooth and soft. It is very thick, but doesn't get heavy on the skin, and it just smooths beautifully there too. It's that mixture of rich occlusives that hold in the moisture with great penetrating ingredients that are very soft. And I will tell you right now, I got a chance to use this right after a microneedling treatment, the day after when there was still some inflammation, and it was perfect. So I loved it. So if you experts, sorry, missed that, don't worry, it's recorded and will be there, but I just had to show that to you. But the excitement is not done. Let's get into the next product, which is the vitamin C serum, the Summer Glow. This has a beautiful creamy, milky texture, and it delivers what I look for in a good vitamin C, which is the BLT. It brightens, it lightens my skin, and it has some beautiful tightness too, which I always look for. So take it away, sir. What is the Summer Glow vitamin C serum all about?
Okay, I am a big lover of vitamin C serums. Absolutely love them. I love the acidity of vitamin C serums. I like to challenge the skin, uneven skin tone and the rosaceous and those types of things are generally brought on, or a condition of that type is skin that's too alkaline. And so a great vitamin C serum that can just lower the pH just a little bit on the skin is going to do wonders to balance out your skin tone. And I wanted to go, there are a lot of different vitamin C's, and there's a lot of people in the industry talking about, buffered ones with glycerin, etc. But for me, the benchmark, the standard was good old L-ascorbic acid, just straight out, as clean and natural as you would possibly see it. And I partnered that with a healthy dose of ferulic acid and a nice dose of vitamin E as well. But in there, we also put some green coffee oil to condition and tone and kind of tighten just a little bit on the skin. And then probably my favorite ingredient that I've ever put into a vitamin C serum is my Summer Glow Peptide blend. And what this peptide blend does, and a lot of the experts will know, peptides kind of are the light switches of your skin. They'll flick a switch and they'll tell your skin to either produce, collagens, etc. In this particular case, it ever so slightly increases your melanin production, just a tiny, teeny bit. And what that does is it gives you, I just got back from the south of France, glow. It is a perfectly even summer glow that I am addicted to this product. I started using it only in the mornings, and then tried it just at night, and then I ended up doing morning and night because the way that it just balances your skin tone and gives you really that just fresh from vacation glow, for me, just always made me feel really confident and great. And a huge fan of vitamin C serums, and there's some amazing ones out there, and the bar was really high. And so when I created this, I used the simplest ingredients possible at the highest, concentrations that I could possibly get. I will say it will cause a little bit of tingling, which to me, I love. I like to feel that kind of tingling. We've got a good solid dose of 15% straight up L-ascorbic acid, along with 1% vitamin E and 1% ferulic acid. So it's active. It works, and I just love it.
Okay, we are gonna attempt this magic again. Let's try to get that product shot cam, and we're actually spotlighting it. That's what we want to do. There you go.
You got it.
I don't know why I had the trouble with that one, but I just love this packaging. For one thing, it's beautiful. It's glass, and it feels amazing in the hands. So here is our vitamin C serum. Like I said, it's a beautiful milky finish here, and it does give that little bit of instant hydration. I personally don't feel the tingle, but I can see how it would for some skins. And what I do feel is my skin extremely smooth. As this dries down, it will have a beautiful firmness and tightness to it, but not drying. That's what I love. It's a balance of firmness, the brightness, the healthy glow, and then my skin looks ultra smooth, ultra soft. I was wearing this on an event we had last week, and the experts were complimenting me on the skin because you can really see that glow and firmness. So love it. Also love the packaging, love the feeling. So amazing products here. Can't wait for our experts to experience it. But that's not the last product. And I might be excited for those, but wait until you get to this last product. Experts, you've been waiting for something like this, and I'm glad we get to deliver. The Brighter Day Hydrating SPF is a perfect combination of ingredients that give me the sun protection I love while laying smooth on the skin and accomplishing something that is, I feel like a myth, which is creating a pure mineral-based sunscreen, zinc in this case, that goes on smooth, soft, and looks great on every skin tone. So, sir, Fabian, take it away. Tell me about this product you put your heart, soul, and all that technology into.
This was by far the most difficult product that I have worked on in my entire career. And it was difficult because I just was absolutely not going to put a product on the market that wasn't the absolute best that we could make it, and make it clean. Again, the Credo standard was my baseline. And zinc oxide was the natural place to go. Absolutely no chemical filters that seep into the skin at all whatsoever. And I also needed it to be hydrating. As you know, all of us have known, you put a mineral sunscreen on your face, and that mineral tends to be quite drying. It tends to pull moisture out of your skin, which is the last thing you absolutely want. And so to compensate for that, what the industry has done in the past is just throw a bunch of oils in there. Interestingly enough as well, oils are usually necessary to dissolve the zinc as well. And so the choice of oil for me was incredibly important. It could not be an oily product, but it had to be hydrating as well, to compensate for the fact that we had the zinc in there as well. It's if you look at the ingredient there compared to a lot of other sunscreens in the market, it probably only has a third of the ingredients in there. That was really important to me. I did not want to overload this with a bunch of unnecessary ingredients that were going to clog the pores, that were going to do all the things that we really don't like about sunscreens. Working with the bigger sunscreen companies in the industry, again and again, I would see decisions made on such an important product coming down to economics. The idea was, consumers won't pay this for a sunscreen, or we need to make it this cost for so many liters, etc. And to me, that was like, oh my gosh, people, this is a product that is fundamental. It protects us from ultraviolet. It protects us from melanomas, and there is no compromise at all. There is no compromise when it comes to a sunscreen. And 18 months of in the lab, and I cannot tell you how many variations I went through with this formula. My chemist wanted to kill me. Everyone working with me was like, you're out of your mind. We're never going to achieve this. And then one day we turned that corner. We assembled it in a way that I thought, okay, we're now going someplace. And we got there. It took a long time, but we got there. The zinc oxide, it's an SPF 30. So it's really, I designed it to be an everyday product. It's not a waterproof product. It's not something that you're going to take to the beach. It's a product you need every single day, the minute you step out of your house. And a lot of us live lives now that are a lot faster than they used to be. And so there needs to be a product like this that can be both a moisturizer, it can be both an SPF, it can be something you can reapply at different times throughout the day if you just need that little boost of moisture, a little bit more glow, etc. And so the zinc is in there at 10% to get, and we got an SPF of 30. Interestingly enough, zinc at 10% is the perfect percentage for healing and balancing skin. A lot of healing products, a lot of over-the-counter healing products have zinc in them at 10%. And so to me, that was really fascinating, because if I could not just create a product that protects you from the environment, but at the same time was healing you from any form of UV that's already been, any damage that's already been done through other environmental factors, to me that was a must. And so again, triglycerides are fatty acids that are in the body that help your skin resist moisture loss, and that resists anything that the mineral may want to do. So to me, I think it's one of my favorite products I've ever put together, because it was just so hard to really get there.
One thing as I switch to the product shot cam to show, because the texture of this is amazing, is that zinc is a healer. It is a calmer. I think that's so important to hit on, because we forget that it's not just a filter. So guys, gals, and everybody in between, look at this. I'm not the only one who appreciates good packaging and a good cap. I know that's weird to shout out, but I just have to give you props there. It has such a beautiful texture, and it is not tinted. It goes on every skin tone, so it disappears into the skin. But yes, it does have a bit of a peachy finish. A peachy look when it comes out of the tube, but it goes on clear. It is a beautiful glow. So can we see that there? There you go. This is that perfect everyday product that you don't want to wear makeup and you want your skin to look flawless and plump and juicy. This is that product. It feels amazing. Scent-wise, it has a very beachy kind of scent, very clean, fresh breeze, maybe a little bit of citrus there, but overall, by far, one of the most impressive sunscreens I have tried in a very long time. So I know our experts are going to be excited for that. I can't wait to you all experience it. And let's emphasize, this is every day, right? SPF 30, looks beautiful under makeup, feels amazing, and has those beautiful benefits. Great for every day. So are you guys excited? Because there's a lot going on here. So experts, now's your question time. Throw your questions into the chat function, because when you got the master of sunscreen and skincare, why wouldn't you want to ask some good questions? So throw those there right now. Also raise your hand if you have Zoom, which you do, to use the Zoom chat function of raising your hand. There you go. So a question I saw in the chat function as we get everybody in is, what does SQN mean? I say SQN. Is it skin? How do we say it right? And where's the name come from?
It's skin. The name is skin. And the reason I called it that is because, like I said, I took our own skin as the inspiration. I didn't look for ingredients. I didn't look for anything other than the way that my skin and your skin and our skin works and is wired. And so it just made sense to call the product skin.
Beautiful. Next question I have is from Savannah. And this is a really good one I wanted to hit on earlier. We talked about the vitamin C serum having ingredients that help melanin production. I think we need to emphasize this is not per se what we would be used to as a tanning product. This is not per se a tanning product, but it has benefits to make your skin look healthy, right? Having that increase in natural new melanin is going to make the skin look healthier, radiant. And you do have that, okay, she just came from the sun look, but no, it's not as we know it, synthetic or faux tanners. Fabian, can you emphasize a little bit more on that just so we know more about the vitamin C product?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, let me just tell you how tanning products actually work. And the way a tanning product works is that it colors the dead skin cells on your skin. It does no effect at all on your healthy skin. It's only affecting dead skin cells, which is why after a couple of days, you find that your sheets are orange, for example, right? And because you shed that. And that's how a traditional tanning product works. A peptide works very differently. It works with your healthy skin. And what it does is it ever so gently tells it to increase the melanin production just a tad. Like you won't actually see the results for 5 days. I just want to put that out there. Usually on day 3, you start to see your skin is balanced. And by day 5, people start asking you if you just got back from holidays, because it doesn't look tanned. It just looks balanced and glowy and healthy, which is really what we love about being in the sun. It's never the day after. It's usually that 3rd or 4th day after we've been out that our skin just looks radiant and glowing. And so that's the real difference. It's not a tanning product. It's really a glowing product, but that it does it at that fundamental level. It does it with your melanin, as opposed to just putting, polymers or glossy type of products on top of the skin that wash out.
Beautiful. Next question is from Andrea. Is the deep water anti-aging cream perfect for night, for day, or both? When do we use this product?
That is a phenomenal question. And I will tell you that it really depends on your skin and who you are. I personally use it In the mornings, when I'm in the winter, I will use it in the mornings because my skin really does get very dry with the environment. Cold weather, for me, really just strips me very badly. So during the winter months, I'll use it morning and night. A lot of people like to use it at night because at night is when our skin restores and it really pulls in those phenomenal active ingredients. If you are the type of person that your skin becomes drier during those winter months, use it in the morning. If you're the type of person that's really looking to plump the skin and restore whatever the skin may lose throughout the day, use it at night. It gives you that flexibility. I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need to use it in the morning, you need to use it at night. Use it when your skin tells you that it needs you. And that's what's so different about these products. You need to look at yourself. You know yourself, and your skin knows you better than I ever will. And so you need to listen to it. You need to listen to your skin. It talks to you. It's part of you. And that's what's going to drive it.
And then I think our last question is with the vitamin C, because they're excited for that one. Yeah. Is this product perfect by itself with the moisturizer? Can we use it with other serums? Should we avoid other serums or avoid the use of the vitamin C serum with any other treatments? You know, there's a million treatments out there like light therapy and microneedling. Is there anything we should use with or avoid for the vitamin C serum?
Okay, that's a really great question. And like I said, it is a little active. And so I personally would, you know how you sometimes see before you use a product to tell you, just use a little bit to see how you react with it. If you're going to partner it with other treatments, I would first of all be cautious with retinoids, right? Because it could, you know, a retinoid is also has a very low pH. So we don't want to compound. pH, if I was to put a product with a pH of 3 and then stick another product with a pH of 3, it's compounding. In other words, it's not just that you're staying at a pH of 3, you're now getting to a slightly dangerous level. So you need to be careful with retinoids and those types of products, with other treatment products. If your skin is broken and irritated and you've just gone through a treatment, I would hold off on that. I would use something like deep water with its ceramides and the squalene and the colloidal oats to maybe rebalance your skin a little bit first before putting on ascorbic acid. So it is a product that I would recommend use whenever your skin is not under a great deal of duress, because it is very active.
Perfect. Experts, if there's any questions I missed or you have questions you want to deeper dive in, please email me at education@beautytap.com and I will forward to the skin team, okay? But with that said, experts, I just have to hit home that you are the first ones to experience this brand. So it's soon to launch later next year, but you will not find Instagrams or YouTubes or websites yet. So start getting the hype up here in the community, tagging Beautytap, even using hashtags. Let's put the hashtag out there, SQN skin, so that we can start getting that generated and start seeing some of this amazing content. And then you will hear more and more about this brand closer to the launch. And we'll definitely tap your shoulder when it is coming out. But you are the first to experience this. But with that said and that excitement, I'm going to hand it to you, sir. Any final notes you have for our beauty community? Anything else you want to say? I'm giving you the floor. Take it away.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank everyone that has joined this masterclass. I'm so excited to launch it with you guys first. The minute I heard about what Beautytap was doing and the great people that joined these classes and reviewed the products, to me, that was the way that I wanted to launch the line, with people that are in the industry, people that know what we're talking about, and people that can really appreciate what's gone into the development of these products. Because it's a labor of love. Whenever we spend so long creating our babies, so to speak, before we send them out into the world, we want to make sure that they're well taken care of. And I think that the community that Beautytap has put together and the phenomenal questions that you guys have already given me just makes me really excited to be launching and releasing this with you guys. And if you have any additional questions that I didn't answer today, or anything else you'd like to know about the brand, you can send the questions through to Beautytap, and I'll be very happy to address each and every one of them for you.